If you keep struggling with procrastination like I used to, I'm gonna tell you exactly what's happening behind the scenes that you're not seeing that's keeping you stuck. Hi, I'm Nick McLaughlin. I'm an executive function coach giving you strategies to become an unstoppable leader with unstoppable focus and follow through. This is a screw. This is a massive mountain of screws. And this is the furniture you're gonna be putting together with just this one screwdriver. It's not actually heavy. This is actually very triggering for me because I kept putting off getting a power drill for the longest time. I built all the furniture in my house right now with just this screwdriver and whatever tools they came with. And it took a lot of time installing curtains, making furniture for my son, making his crib. And what was actually probably just using this many screws, like a handful, felt like this many screws because I procrastinated on giving myself the tool I needed. And I'm like, wow, this is something I gotta make a video on. Procrastination hides a very important key tool for you. There's an old saying that you're going to experience one of two pains, either the pain of regret or the pain of discipline. The pain of regret is basically where you have the comfort now, put off the pain for later, or you experience the pain in the beginning and get none later. What should have taken me probably an hour to do each thing took me twice as long, maybe 3 times as long, because I was doing it with a tool that wasn't very helpful. This screwdriver represents the pain of regret. This was not a fun process for me. I love building things, but that was ridiculous, stupid. By the end of it, you're like, why did I do that? The thing procrastination hides from you is it's not showing you what the end result's gonna look like. A lot of times it just says, don't worry about it. I got you. You'll be fine. When you get to the end, it's like, yeah, I forgot to tell you, you kind of have all of this you have to deal with now. Why do we do this? Well, the pain of regret doesn't seem that big of a deal compared to the pain of discipline because the pain of regret is later, whereas the pain of discipline is right now. How I was with buying a power drill that doesn't even cost that much money and take that much time, just waiting a day, I was just being impatient, would have saved me so much more time later on. If I was just patient for one day for it to come in the mail or just to go to Home Depot and get one and spend just a little bit of money, what felt like this could have felt like a handful. And it would have given me more time. With time, pain also compounds if you put something off. Let's say it started out just with this much pain today. Let's say that this represents the pain I was gonna endure. By putting off getting the power drill 10 days later, felt like all of this. Why go through that pain? Problem is we don't see discipline as an investment, but that's exactly what it is. Discipline supports you in the future. So short-term comfort means long-term pain, or short-term pain gives you long-term comfort. So this mountain of screws represents what I didn't see was gonna feel like when I put the furniture together. If I knew beforehand that it was gonna feel like this, I would have just gotten the power drill. But a lot of times procrastination hides that feeling of regret at the end because it just gives you that dopamine in the beginning and you feel so good. You're like, well, what's the point? I feel good now, I'll feel good later, even though you logically know that that's not true. So think of any task that you have to tackle right now and imagine just it feeling like a handful of these screws. It feels like a handful of something small, but in reality, this is all being blanketed. It's really gonna be 10 times the size of the regret. So let's say you have to respond to an email or call up for an appointment, or you have to study for some big project you're working on. Choose the pain of discipline over the pain of regret because the pain of discipline is like saying, hey, eat this handful of screws now, or eat the mountain of screws later. That's what it's gonna feel like. Am I willing to experience 10 times this pain tomorrow by taking no pain today? So procrastination comes off like it's supporting you, but what it's really doing is just putting off pain. And it's investing in the pain you're gonna get, so you're gonna get more and more. As you see this kind of compounding, that's what's gonna happen with time. And you can avoid this too by just taking very small proactive actions. So it doesn't have to accumulate over time. It doesn't have to be painful. You can set the boundaries of what it looks like to put together your IKEA furniture. So if you want to avoid making whatever you're doing now that's actually worth only probably a handful of these, turning into all of this by procrastinating, look at what it's going to look like, not today, but with the compounded interest of the pain for tomorrow and the next day and the next day, or however long you put it off. What you're struggling with today is just a little struggle of, oh, I just got to answer this email, or I got to start the project, right? But at least you have the leverage of time. You can take breaks and you can enjoy yourself somewhat. But with the less time you have, the more the pain is going to rise, the more you're going to experience the pain of regret. And because today you may have the choice to take breaks, but tomorrow you can't because you don't have time to take a break. At least tomorrow you have 8 hours to work on that. If you put off another day, now you don't even have 8 hours. You gotta cram. Now it's gonna feel really painful. You have no breaks. You can't even drink water, go to the bathroom. You just gotta cram all this down in 3 hours. And it only gets worse and worse and worse from there. So this can show up physically like it did for me, or it can show up in other ways for you with the tasks that you're handling. So I hope this analogy woke you up as much as it did for me. But if you want actual action steps to help you with your executive functioning, click the link in the description below and we'll hop on a call. Like and subscribe. And I'd love to hear in the comments below what you're procrastinating on right now that you're gonna tackle. One tiny step at a time. Later, nervous.